I'm Steve, and today we got a very special guest, a person we all know and love, but hardly ever shows up anymore. We got Ryan Farrell. Hey, Ryan. Welcome back to the show.
The most important part of the Bourbon Basement is back, guys.
That's right. And
Yay!
I agree. Other than bourbon, you gotta have bourbon first in the Bourbon Basement.
I'm more important than this.
It's bourbon then Ryan. No, Ryan then bourbon.
Ryan than bourbon.
Ryan then
Bourbon's the understudy.
Producer then me.
Maybe.
Okay.
We're back. We finally got a Friday off. I believe I'll be here next Friday as well, if I'm not mistaken. But then for the next 6 months after that, I'll be bye. Can't do anything about it.
That's what he says.
So he
That's
said.
what I've been
I'm gonna
told.
talk to his boss. Well, guys, if you all tuned in last week, I do apologize. I kind of made a clue, I guess, that we may not be on, but I thought maybe I could do it. But we were in Greece, Italy, on the ocean, on a ship. Is it not working?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were in Greece, Italy, on the ocean, on a ship,
In the
and
middle of nowhere.
the Wi-Fi that you were supposed to have
Sucked.
wasn't working very well, so you couldn't really stream anything on there. So, and it would have been 1 o'clock in the morning where we was.
So
we
that would have been hard.
Well into the samples of bourbon that we had. to try. So
We
it
had
may not
major
been
jet lag.
a legible show anyway. But we did look into it. It wasn't possible to do, so the show did not go on. So if you tuned in last week, I do apologize for that. But we're back. We're back. And Ryan's with us this week.
Yeah.
And so I want to talk a little bit about the cruising and everything else. And so when you cruising, you get the alcohol package, the beverage package.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the rant, just a heads up.
It's not really
It's
a
not
big
that.
one.
It includes the diet and the cokes and that kind of stuff. Not
It
just
includes
alcohol.
all kinds of alcohol and all kinds of drinks. So it is a good deal. But for a bourbon lover, as myself,
On foreign waters,
What foreign? Yes.
maybe not such a good deal. So I enjoyed Wild Turkey 101, Bullet,
Woodford.
Maker's Mark, Woodford Reserve.
Mhm.
What other one did they have there? There was 5 like standard bourbons that they had for everybody. Oh, Buffalo Trace.
Yes.
All
Buffalo
right.
Trace.
So I enjoyed those normal everyday bourbon products. Then they had a next tier, which I thought, okay, well, I'll just have some drinks off this next tier. But the next tier was mostly Old Forester stuff, and just the regular Old Forester, like the stuff that you can get all the time around here. So it wasn't like the big bottles, like a 1924 or King of Kentucky or nothing like that. It was just regular Old Forester stuff.
Yeah.
And they wanted $25 a shot, a 1 ounce shot for those. So I was like, wow, I'm not doing none of that stuff. Baby, you've got the comments.
Oh, okay. It says, "Welcome home, y'all. Cheers."
Woo, cheers.
here.
Here, here. All right, and so with the bourbon choices that I had, I sipped those bourbons a little bit. Then I started mixing with some 7-Up or Sprite and some Coke, and that's was my drinks for like the whole time we were gone, 10, 12 days, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Uh,
Peter says, "Cheers, everybody."
Hi, Peter.
Hi,
Sorry.
Peter.
Also, my allergies have kicked in like tenfold since I've been back. I'm
It's that bluegrass.
Sneezing like crazy today. It's awful. Jet lag's bad. But anyway, we're going to try to get through this show. But back to the bourbon. So I said, there's got to be some special bourbons here, right? So there was one bar called a whiskey bar, and I was looking forward to some really good things because the other ships that we had did have a bourbon lounge, and you could go, and they had some really high dollar, good allocated bottles, and you could try. And last ship, they had the Rock Hill Farms, and I paid $25 for it. So I was really excited about that. But this time, they went there, and there was maybe 9 bottles of like allocated, what I would consider allocated bourbon. And well, I'll just start with my experience. So very few really good bottles. But I did notice a George T. Stagg. And I was like, okay, George T. Stagg, I'll have a shot of it. That'll be my special shot. That's what I'm going to do my show on Friday. I'm going to talk about George T. Stagg. So I was just curious, started talking to the bartender, and said, how much extra is it for a shot of George T. Stagg? Now, I've got the drink package. He said $2.75. And I said, oh, $2.75. And he looked at me like, no, $275. And then I looked at him like, $275 for a 1 ounce pour on top of the drink package that you've already purchased.
Yeah,
It was crazy.
very much.
So I passed, of course. And I told him, I said, man, I said, those bottles MSRP are about $179.
And he
You
was
know,
shocked.
He was shocked. They
Of
didn't
course,
know.
he was foreign as well.
Yes.
So he
They
was
were, I mean, they were all from, well,
Different
they were
countries.
from everywhere.
Yeah.
But not many Americans working
No.
on the ships. But he was from everywhere, and I guess that these things aren't available over there because we did look in the duty-free stations in a million airports I was on, and that's a whole nother story.
Peter said 60 would be fair.
I think 60 would have been fair. I was expecting 50. But he said $2.75, so I was like, oh great, $2.75.
4 ounces.
Now, this is before I knew that these other lower shelf bottles were going for $25 a shot. I hadn't even looked into that yet because this was like the first or second day. But he said $2.75, and then we kind of shocked each other. And I said, and I told Ryan this story, and he said, well, you can't find it for $175 or $179.
You'll never find it for $100.
And I said, no, you're not. But $275 a shot, they're making $20,000 for this bottle.
20,000?
I mean, it's a lot of money they're making on this bottle of bourbon. Anyway, I don't know. All right, but funny story. Did I tell you so they had a special elite bourbon offering that you could win in a raffle.
Mm-hmm.
And
Rare.
he asked me if I wanted to buy a ticket, and I was like, oh, how much are the tickets? He said $5. I said, well, that's great. What kind of special elite bourbon do we have? It was Blanton's.
Regular
Single
player.
barrel. Which is a good bourbon, right? But I mean, around home, they're $70, $55 to $70, and they're selling these tickets for $5 each on this raffle. And then they did it later in the week after the Blantons went. They did an Eagle Rare 10 for the same thing. So those were elite special bourbons to them over there. So I was kind of disappointed in my bourbon journey on the ship.
We ought to consider ourselves lucky because some of these foreigners, their elite is our like
Regular.
mid-tier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's so grateful to live in the States. Definitely grateful. Although there's some good scenery and everything like that, I'm grateful to be back. Grateful to be here
Now
tonight.
you got plenty of horses to look at.
Shoot,
Mhm.
man. All right, so
Lots of bluegrass that you're allergic to.
I don't know if y'all can hear my voice right now, but very nasally. My pregame down here, I'm usually jamming out to some tunes and stuff, singing. They call it screaming to the top of my lungs, but it's really singing. And do that in my pregame. I wasn't even doing that today. I did
He
feel like
was running around air guitaring though.
I did do some air guitar and some dancing. I did feel like that. But anyway, all right. So enough vacation talk. But anyway,
Lock in now, folks, because we
Well-
got a book over here.
so with my bourbon options that were on the cruise, I wanted to come back and I wanted to do a more allocated bottle of bourbon. I was ready to get something else in me besides the and I'm not calling them bottom shelf because I do not think Woodford Reserve, I don't think Maker's Mark are bottom shelf stuff. But they aren't the next tier. I wanted something a little bit higher than that, or maybe even 2 tiers above
We
it.
wanted something not bottom shelf, not second shelf, but third shelf.
Maybe. I don't know what we're going to get. But today, we are going to talk about Willet Distillery. All right. So, Willet Distillery,
And
guys.
we've done this before.
We've done 3 episodes on Willet. Do you remember what they were?
We did the regular pot still, a purple top. I think it was that one.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
And now this one.
The Noah's Mill.
Oh, this one with it?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah. Mhm.
See, and that's what I'm talking about with Willet. Sometimes
Wow.
you're drinking Willet, you don't even know it because this isn't all that Willet makes. This isn't even all that I've got. This is just comes into the story, these bottles. So I've got them up here today. But yes, so we've already done some episodes. You got them all right, Ryan. And the pot still, the best thing we liked about it was the bottle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Love the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
We loved the bottle.
Iconic.
Noah's Meal was surprisingly good.
But hated the bottle.
It sets.
Mm.
That's what I was gonna say.
Hated the bottle.
It sits over there on our 7 to 8 shelf, so it's not quite 8, but it's over 7. Was the rating on it? But the worst thing about it was the bottle.
It looks like wine.
It's a green wine bottle. We didn't like it. And then we had the Willet Family Estate, the 4-year small batch, which is this one here. Or we got a comment.
It says that pot still got any better. Has the pot still got any better? Cool bottle.
No. we did not rate the pot still very good, did we?
I thought we rated it okay. I thought it was like a 5 something.
I thought it was like 5.5 maybe. 5.5. So, but we love the bottle. And the bottle is an interesting story. And,
I take the bottle into my rankings.
well, I do too. And I mentioned the bottle again on the pot still in this story. So, but the Family Reserve, we liked it really well too. And it did good. I shared it with some others. They liked it enough to go purchase bottles of it. It is a purple top, but it's a 4-year
Most.
Most purple tops are single barrels. This one is a 4-year small batch, so it's got more than one barrel in it, of course.
She's got some proof to her though.
She does have some proof, and it did really well in our tastings, and others that have had it have found the bottle and bought it. We even went out and bought
I think
another.
that was the episode like right after your knee surgery.
It was close. It was there around that Christmas time, yeah. All right, so anyway, we liked it. It sits on the between 7 and 8 shelf. I don't think we gave it an 8, but I think it was a high 7 something. Anyway, also I apologize. I haven't been back long enough and got into research enough, so I do have a lot of notes, and I may be looking down a lot, but I think a lot of them are worth hearing.
He didn't have time to study.
I didn't study, so I feel like one of those guys that's crammed for a test.
We're still fighting jet
But they
lag.
allowed cheat sheets on this test.
There, as long as it's in your notes, it's good to talk about, right?
The jet lag might have to have something to do with it too.
All right. Well, the Willet story goes way back, all right? But we're going to go to 1936 when it began. So in 1936, just a little bit after Prohibition, there's a guy named A.L. Thompson Willet. A.L. Thompson Willet. And he's looking out at the Willet family farm, and he's going, you know what'll be good right here? A distillery. Just like we would do. You know,
Would
hey, you know what's good? If we had hundreds of acres or thousands, I don't know how big their farm is, but I'd look out at it and I'd say, you know what, go good right here? A distillery.
I'd probably look somewhere and be like, you know what? What's that good spot for a BP? Just the most random spot. I've seen some random BPs, guys.
Or
Just
a
in the
Dollar
middle of nowhere.
General. Around here it's Dollar
Yeah.
General in the most random places.
We got Dollar Generals everywhere.
They're in the most random places. I don't know if you other states have them, but man, Dollar General everywhere in the country out here. Anyway.
Every town's got at least one Dollar General and at least a McDonald's.
Sometimes 2 of them, and that's craziness. But he said a distillery. So in 1936, he started building one, and in 1940, they started producing their first bourbon, Old Bardstown. Now, this is what today's modern Old Bardstown looks like. I think the label is kind of a throwback because there's nothing exciting or fancy, and that seems like something in the 1940s, right? But I don't know what the bottle looked like back then. I don't have a 1940 bottle of it, unfortunately. So
If anyone
you
does,
get today's bottle of that.
Send a pic.
I imagine it looks something like this.
Johnny Drum?
Mhm.
Interestingly enough that you picked that bottle, 1940 to 1960, this is all they produced. But in 1960, guess what they introduced?
I'm assuming that.
Johnny Drum. So Johnny Drum got introduced in 1960, and everything was going well. They made these 2 bourbons, and by the way, from my research and everything I've done here, these 2 bourbons are made with exactly the same mash bill that they made it back in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, and up until the 1970s. When
Page 2.
page 2, and I skipped a lot on page 1, but 1970, U.S. had an energy crisis. All right, so they shut down production, and I'm gonna go back for a minute because this is
Never
something,
mind.
this is something I want to talk about. Anybody need a baby name out there? A baby name.
No.
If anybody needs a baby name, I found the best name because when I was looking at it, it's a name you don't hear. It's a boy's name, and I love it. And so AL. Any idea what AL stands for?
Al.
Al, and that's why I like it so much. But any idea where AL stands for? It's Aloysius. Aloysius. Is that not a cool?
You sure it's Aloysius or Lucius?
It's Aloysius, and I was pronouncing it Aloysius, but it's Aloysius because I looked up how to pronounce it.
We need to bring back names.
And
like
that's how it's pronounced.
Poseidon and
So it's Aloysius is the A. The L stands for Lambert, and I love that Lambert's all right, but I love Aloysius. Okay, so
I can change my middle name, Ryan Aloysius. Farrell.
Hey, Aloysius, you don't like your middle name, do you? It would be RAF, then you'd be Raph. But I thought, Aloysius, I mean, it'd be cool because you could have him Aloysius, but you could call him Al. And ain't the name Al just, that's a cool guy's name. Where did Al go? I love Al.
I feel like Al belongs to like a big man.
But
like a big
Al,
burly man.
Al is usually for Albert, though. This is Aloysius. All right, got a comment.
Did they not become Kentucky bourbon distillers?
Yes, they did, and we're going to get to that. So, in 1970, the U.S. was in an energy crisis, and someone in the Willet family, and I know that because Willet has been in the Willet family for 8 generations. All right, so someone in this Willet family decided that what they needed to do since there's an energy crisis was to stop making bourbon. We're going to just quit making bourbon.
That's the last thing you do in a crisis. Is stop making bourbon.
You should make more bourbon in a crisis.
More bourbon.
So they stopped making bourbon. They sold all their distilling equipment, sold it all, and started making ethanol fuel.
Watch the wingspan.
Well, see, I can move my hands.
You're not used to someone standing
We
up
got
here.
different. We're doing it on a phone now, guys, because our cameras were all messed up.
I've got to get these microphones figured out.
Yeah. But anyway, and I am projecting. So if it sounds like I'm yelling, I am, and sometimes you just have to turn your volume up on your TV.
Testing what else?
Yeah, I got to get the microphones figured out so we can go back to our old setup.
All right, so Willet family, they decided that they were going to sell all their stuff, make ethanol fuel, and I don't know who was in charge at this time and made this decision, and I don't even know how long the ethanol fuel thing went, but it wasn't until 1984 that someone else in the Willet family decided they wanted to be in the distilling business again. I think it sat empty for a while because I think the ethanol thing only went like 4 years. So I think it sat empty for like 10 years.
My car comes off of ethanol.
Well, you might be using some of the fuel that they produced way back in the 70s.
I got that old corn.
All right. So 1984, they wanted to be in the distilling business again, but they didn't have any distilling equipment. And they didn't have a whole lot of money to go just get it. So what they did have was a bottling line and a bottling production line. So they started doing some contract bottling to get back into the distillery business. So when they opened back up in 1984, they did change the name to the Kentucky Bourbon Distillery, which is KBD. And last time we did one of these shows, I didn't know what that was. But it's KBD, it's Kentucky Bourbon Distillery. And they did that because they weren't producing Willet products. So they just went to that. They bottled for a bunch of people. And as the bottling continued and success in that, they were able to start sourcing barrels and creating some bourbons for themselves as a sourced bourbon. But they didn't use like the old names. They didn't go back to old Bardstown and Johnny Drum here, which is very good, by the way. And we need to do a show on that. Johnny Drum. They didn't do that. What they did was they started sourcing those and they created the small batch collection. Now the small batch collection, and this is what some other bottles are up here for, included Noah's Mill, Rowan's Creek, Kentucky Vintage, and Pure Kentucky.
Comment.
It says Dennis T came up with a blend, Eagle Rare 10 50/50 Masters MCS. It is quite good as long as proof/length of the finish.
Okay, so Eagle Rare 10?
Eagle Rare 10.
And a blend of it and what?
It says a blend of Eagle Rare 50/50 makers. MCS.
Makels and Eager Rare.
Makels?
Makels.
Oh, Makels.
Oh, Makels. I didn't say Makels. I said Makers. Just to let you know.
He said
All right.
Makels.
I know.
I did. I tell you, it's allergies, I think. Making me talk funny.
You talk funny anyway.
Well, that's for sure. You should have heard me talking to some of those people. Those people, they have an accent, but they speak perfect English. I have an accent and speak country English.
Oh,
And
hick. That's that hick
Hick
language.
English. I speak hick English.
Mm-hmm.
They speak perfect English, but their accent, and it's kind of cool. And they look at me and talk, and I understand everything they say, but they don't understand me at all.
They've never heard of Hicklish?
They don't know English.
Oh, Hicklish. We're fluent in that.
So I just let my producer do the talking.
Darn
anyway.
tootin'.
Anyway, so they did the contract distilling, da 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 da. All right, and they did that contract distilling until 2012 when they finally got everything back up and going and were able to start producing their own bourbon again. So, started producing their own products again. So they changed the name back in 2012 when they started producing their own stuff. Are you making fun of me? When they started producing that, just a little bit, they started producing their own stuff, they wanted to change their name back to Willet because now they're putting their own stuff in barrels. And so they did. So that come in 2012.
Page 3.
All right. Now, from 1984 to 2012,
2012.
as they were rebuilding the distillery, they found the original blueprints.
Aren't you glad I'm back?
Yeah, I am. I love you being here. This show was definitely made for co-host. And it needs a,
We are struggling today.
I am. And it needs a
comic relief.
well, it needs somebody that's going to be vocal and bring back. So, you do that. Mom, as much as I love you, she just kind of nodded and grinned. She said, and I told her, and she said, well, I was just so interested in your story.
She said that's wonderful a few times.
Oh, did she?
That's wonderful.
She said, I'm just so interested in your story. I love you, Mom, and I'm going to have you back on here, but you're going to have to be vocal and give it back to me. All right.
If you don't bring her back, Nephi's going to be very disappointed.
Oh. Well, anyway, they found the blueprints that Aloysius, I got to remember how proud, Aloysius, they found the blueprints that he used to create the pot still that he had.
Al. Just call him.
I know, but I like the name Aloysius.
Well, we know Aloysius. Just call him.
All right, so Al's blueprints that he used to build the first pot still in the original distillery. So they took that, they thought that was interesting. They sent that off to Italy to design a bottle, which I just came from Italy. Didn't see any of these bottles.
Not one.
But they did that. They sent it off to, and in 2012, this was became their flagship product. It's called the pot still. This is designed with the original 1936 blueprints of the original pot still in the distillery. I thought that was cool. This bottle's got a cool story. They say it's Italian glass. It just looks like clear glass to me. I don't know, but it's cool, right?
I think they ought to change it to stained glass. A
Ooh,
stained glass pot still.
Ooh, all right.
Not like this. Not like this.
All right, so let's see where I am. That's the flagship bourbon. It's called the Pot Still Bourbon. Now, the distillery is today now, the distillery is owned by Al's grandchildren. They are Martha. Oh, no, that was his daughter. I'm sorry. They are Britt and Drew. Britt and Drew Colesvin. So now how can a Colesvin own the Willets, right? Well, it's because Al's daughter was Martha. She married Even, E-V-E-N. That's the only way you pronounce that, right? Even.
Or a really weird way to spell Evan.
E-V-E-N Colesvin. So right now, Britt and Drew run this thing. They own and run it. They have 4 different mash bills that they use. They're original, they're high rye. They make a rye whiskey there too, and a wheated mash bill. Now, if you all know anything, and if you all know anything about Willet, you probably know what we say is the purple tops, right? What would you think of if I said Willet? Would you think pot still, or would you think purple tops?
Probably pot still.
You think pot still. See, I would think purple tops. And I guess because I've had the pot still. But anyway.
Well, I have too. But it's still iconic.
Well, the purple tops. So the purple tops, they represent the Willet family estate bourbon. Okay, so they represent the Willet family estate bourbon. But the purple tops aren't the best thing on these bottles. Would you say that there was anything better than just the purple top on the bottle there?
Someone had mentioned these.
The little ones?
I got my little baby pots.
Peter had mentioned the little ones.
I
The little
collect,
pot still.
I
It's
collect
cool.
the little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Put that up there next to Papa.
There you go.
Well, you pay more per ounce for your bottles,
Oh yeah.
but I pay the higher dollar amount for the bottles. All right.
They like those little bottles a little too much sometimes. I'm telling you.
Well, that one,
Peter has said he had wondered.
if they make the little
He
ones.
said he wanted to find one of those mini pot stills.
I'll
And
sell it to you for a good
and
price.
Gene said they have them at Total Wine, so I thought I would
Yeah,
share.
they do. Total Wine, right there. It's a cool little bottle, and it looks exactly like the.
And it says
big
that
one.
it's made with Italian glass, just like the big
The
one.
only thing, the big one is wood, and this one is a
Little
screw top. So.
Mhm.
Wouldn't it be awesome to put a little cork in it?
I
That would
think
be
it would.
something.
Why wouldn't they?
That'd be something.
I think
know
they
the
should.
Blanton's ones put corks in it.
Oh yeah.
The little bitty
Mm.
Blanton's
Yeah, the
bottles.
little
Mhm.
Blantons have corks.
Yeah, they do.
All right, so I talked about the mash bills, yada yada yada. We were talking about what was best on this bottle. So the purple tops, you know them, and the reason I want to say it, I think it's the crest.
The crest looks cool.
Now the crest, if you hold that up there, they might be able to see that.
Mm-hmm.
So the crest there, the purple tops.
Oh, our price tag finally came off.
All right, crest on the label. And since we are actually going to be doing a tasting with the family estate bottle today, the crest is going to be worth talking about. And so what we're going to talk about here for another 2
Why do we
minutes.
not have a family crest?
We
We
do
do.
have a family crest. I looked it up on the trip because I was looking at this, or I looked
Funny
it up. here.
thing, we researched both of our crests last night.
It was last night, wasn't it? We
It
started
was
looking
last
up the
night.
crest. Mine is Green Bay colors.
Green and yellow.
It was green and yellow,
And mine is red, white, and blue.
or green and gold. They call it green and gold.
Mhm.
Well, that's lame.
It's for bravery, son.
Way to pass on the last name, Dad.
All right. It's a cool crest. It's a cool looking thing. We got a lion on this green thing. He's going and all this good stuff. But anyway. All right. So back in 1684, I told you the story starts way back when. But the crest originated in 1684 with Edward Willet. Edward was an English pewter metal worker.
That's such an English name.
Edward.
Edward.
It is. He officially registered his personal touch mark insignia at the Pewterers Hall in London. The Pewterers Hall. So
That's such
metal
a
workers.
British last name.
Well, metal workers have a mark, right? I mean, maker's mark. That's kind of what they got their name off of.
I'd say metal workers have a lot of marks.
They have the mark that they put in their metal,
Physical marks.
so you know who made it. And he was good enough that he officially registered his. So that mark was a heathcock, which is evidently a bird that looks like this. Emerging
It's a chicken and a dove mix.
emerging from a ducal coronet, which I would call a crown. All right. So this emblem was preserved by the descendants as a proud symbol of
Cornet's an instrument.
what's that? CORONET. So it's a crown. Docal. What's a docal? DOCAL.
Sounds like it hurts.
It's a crown. All right, it's a crown. It's a bird and a crown. You can see it right here. So there ain't no arguing of what it is.
I'm just
bird
saying
crown.
cornet's an instrument.
Well, that too is on here.
Two meanings.
You can see the bird looks a little different coming out of the crown. That's on the top of their family crest there, or the coat of arms, I guess that's called. But it's also on the top of the purple.
I see.
Yeah. All right. So now you see, and on this particular bottle, it's a little bitty right here, and they don't have the coat of arms underneath. All right. Anyway, it was preserved. It was a family legacy for their craftsmanship. They preserved it. Well, so they had this for centuries, right? But it wasn't put on a bottle until the late 1990s. And why do you think that was? Why did they wait so long to put it on a bottle in the late 1990s? Just give me a guess. Because they found the right bourbon to put it on. No, that's wrong, Ryan. That's wrong.
I usually am.
It was kind of an accident. So they weren't even producing.
It was a misprint.
They were bottling. All right. And they had a private single barrel run that they had to do. And they had to meet a deadline, and they needed something for the label. So they was looking through their archives. They found their family crest. They printed it, slapped it on the bottle, and it went out the door. And that is what famously became the label for the Willet Family Estates bourbon. But they weren't producing back then. So what was the bottle that got that first family crest, the Willet family crest? What was the first bottle? What bourbon actually had that on their bottle in the late 1990s? You know it. You have to know it because we talked about it.
Was I listening?
You gave me the answer. I'm setting you soft. I'm throwing you soft pitches here. You can hit this one out of the park. So I'll give you a hint. It wasn't any Willet product. They were bottling. They were contract bottling. They put their label, their family crest, on another bourbon's bottle. And I think it's the only one that has this. And it may only have happened once because they may have realized what they had done and then started producing their own using their crest.
I'm drawing a blank.
All right, it's very old Saint Nick.
Oh, I do remember that.
So
I guess I wasn't listening to what was leading up to that.
So when the family crest first come out, it wasn't even on the Willet Family Estates. It was on a very old Saint Nick bottle. All right, so I've talked enough about everything. Let's finally get to what we're going to be tasting tonight. It is the Willet 8-Year Reserve Wheated Bourbon. So I think we can take everything else off the counter. And I haven't cut that yet. I haven't cut that and compared it yet. So
here we go.
Hold on.
Set me up for disaster.
Here, produce.
Oh, ow.
About 7 pounds worth of paper.
Ow.
Look at all these notes. Guys, it took about an hour and a half to copy all that. Hour and 45 minutes. All right, guys, we're gonna get into tasting. Now, has anybody ever had? Has anybody watching ever had this bottle?
We'll leave the baby up here.
Had the black one? Can I move it over here?
I don't have a little. I thought I had a little purple top.
You do have a little purple top. It's on the same shelf.
I don't remember the purple top. Oh, but it's not purple top.
It's not purple top, but it's got a purple cap, doesn't it?
But this is a purple top.
It is Willet Family Estate.
Or no, maybe this is a green top.
No, is it a rye?
Yeah.
Well, you might as well just drink that. That ain't part of our collection. We don't collect rice. Don't you drink it right now, though. All right. So the Willet purple top. Anybody ever had this one? I'm excited about this one.
Someone just said cheers for info.
Cheers for info. All right. So the thank you by the way. The Willet. This is the Wheated recipe.
The Willet.
Willet. The Willet.
This is Willet, guys. I promise.
I'm a fan of wheated bourbons. Now, this 8-year wheated was first released in 2022, which was a historical milestone for the company because it was the first ever fully in-house distilled wheated bourbon released by the modern Willet. Does that make sense to everybody? So this was first released in 2022. They didn't start distilling again until 2012.
And we did look up the serial number.
All right, so this was bottled in 2013. So the first release of this was 2022. Now there's some special things about the one released in 2022 and the ones that are released now. So they've had a 23 release, 24 release, 25 release. I don't know if they've released the 26 yet, but probably not.
Probably August.
But if you all look at this is an 8-year age statement, aged 8 years. All right. So the 2022 bottle that was released, everybody quickly did some math. It don't take a lot of math to figure out that if it was bottled in barreled in 2013 and bottled in 2022, it was 9 years old. Okay? And so they knew it was a 9-year-old bourbon. So why did they leave 8-year-old bourbon on the label? It's because they knew that their later releases were going to be closer to that 8-year statement, so they didn't want to
Get the hopes up.
get 9-year out there and then have 8 years later, so they just kept them all at 8 years. So this one, and if you all ever want to research a bottle, if a bottle looks exactly the same as every other release, which this one does, there is an etching on the bottom of this bottle. You can look up that etching. I know you all can't see it, but you can look up that etched number right there, and it'll tell you exactly when this bottle was released. So this particular bottle right here is the 2022 bottle. So we are going to taste the original tonight.
We confirm this.
I am sorry for those that will be drinking a 2025 or a 2023, because it's not going to be the same, because this one is aged 1 extra year in that Char number 4 barrel, which I haven't talked about yet.
Ha.
So this first release was 9-year-old with an 8-year-old age statement, but then they kept it in the same bottle because I've already talked about that. Skipping on. All right, so Willet stepped out of the box with their wheated recipe. Not just this one, but all their wheated ones, because they use a little less corn, a little more wheat, and a little more malted barley than other wheated recipes like, Maker's Mark, for example, and Weller, right? All right, and I'll tell you, because they use 65, let me find it so I don't give you a wrong number. They use 65 corn, 20 wheat, 15 malted barley, where Maker's Mark, did I not write down Maker's Mark?
Maker's Mark is 70 corn.
It is.
16 wheat, 14 malted barley.
It is, and I got it right there. Good job, right? You remembered that one, but you couldn't remember the daggone very old Saint Nick. What? So as I was writing this
I'm
about...
better with numbers than names.
Hold on, as I was writing this down, go ahead.
Someone says seems to be a popular time. James Morgan says seems to be a popular time for wheat whiskey picks.
Oh, really? I guess everybody else is picking some wheat.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I do like wheat.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted something good because I had a lot of normal
We
bourbons.
like that wheat sweet.
I had normal bourbons.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, well, I won't say nothing yet about that. But so Willet stepped out of the box. They did that. This one here is aged all 8 years in a number 4 charred barrel. It goes into the barrel at 115 proof. Number 4 charged barrel, heaviest charge there is, 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. Then it's bottled with no chill filtration at 108 proof. Okay, so that's what you got in this bottle. That's what you got in the bottles that's coming. But this one happens to be just a little older, so it's going to have a little bit more of that char. Now,
The oakiness better come through.
the oakiness better come through. Now, you said you like that wheat sweet.
I like the wheat sweet.
All right, so as I was reading some reviews and stuff about this bourbon, it says particularly the 2022 tastes more like a high rye because it does not, it has a lot of heat to it compared to the 23, 24s, 25s, and everything like that. So this one,
It's getting a 5.
this one's a little
That's
bit
false
different.
advertisement.
This one's a little bit different than some of the others. But I do like the black bottle with the gold writing.
I'm telling you, the black bottles are really growing on me.
Oh,
I didn't originally like them, but they are a slick looking bottle.
Okay.
I like black bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fan of most black bottles.
I don't like how you can't see what's in it, but that's a good looking bottle.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the black with the purple and the gold. I mean, if you're a Ravens fan,
This is right up
a
your
Baltimore Ravens fan, you got to have this bottle, right? You got to have it because that's what that is. But anyway, they are.
And the offset, I think a lot of it has to do with we got purple crest here, black matte, and we've got the whole color scheme going here.
It's a cool bottle. And they did this specifically. They designed it to stand out apart from their other products. So they didn't put the big family coat of arms on there. They only used the family crest here, and then, like I said, a very small family crest here. Of course, they put Willet really big across the
Which
top.
technically the crest would have went too because they usually put purple accents in the crest.
Yes. But anyway, so, but they wanted to stand apart. Now, here was the thing that this particular bottle, and everyone after that, I guess, is catching a lot of flack for. MSRPs on this are very high. They're $200 to $250. I'll tell you what, why don't you start cutting open, maybe pouring us some drinks here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell y'all a little story.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you a little story. So the story of how I acquired this. Now, if you watch this show all the time, I've told this story before. So if it changes, just go with this story that I have now, because, you know, time changes everything with stories. But anyway, at one particular auction, I had been trying to win one of these because it was weeded. I like a weeded bourbon. The bottle was cool. I didn't have it. I was like, hey, I'm going to try to win this on auction. So I kept bidding on these auctions. I never could win it because I was only willing to pay like $100 on it, because by the time it gets to your door.
Pause.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
That was a good one.
Nice.
So by the time it got to my door, it was going to be about $175, and I didn't want to pay MSRP for it, or I'd just wait for it to find it. Now, I did not know that I was even bidding on the very first release of this, the 2022 bottle. I didn't know. But anyway, so I'm bidding on it. I'm never winning. Go ahead.
James Morgan says, nice pop.
It was a good pop.
Mhm.
All right. So I bid on this thing, and I don't win it. But I do win about 4 other bottles from the same auction. So when the bottles come in, excuse me. When the bottles come in, I'm opening it up, and there is a 1792 bottled in bond bottle that I don't have. And I know I don't have it because I'm looking. There are 4 bottles in there, but it takes so long for those auctions to get it here. I don't even remember what I bid on at the time. You know what I mean? So I don't know what I'm opening. It's like Christmas every time I get one, because you open it up and you're like, oh. But I knew
I don't even remember ordering this.
Well, I knew I had bid on a 1792 bottled in bond, and I didn't see any short stubby ones in there. And I was like, okay, I got 4 good ones. What did I get? So I opened them up, and the last one I opened, knowing I didn't get the 1792, but the last one I opened was this bottle. So I go back and I'm looking at all the information. I go back through all my auction information that I saved, my photos and everything on the phone, to figure out how I won this bottle and how much I actually paid for it. And the question, or the thing was, with the order that I had received, I should have got a 1792 bottled in bond that I had bid $20 on and won. And I actually received this bottle that I bid $105 on and did not win. So I'm not telling you what auction it was that I did this from.
Might make some enemies.
But they actually replaced this bottle with my 17. So I never called them and let them know they didn't send me my 1792 either. So this bottle was basically $20 plus the shipping to my door, because it replaced the 1792 bottle. And I've had this thing for about 2 years, and I've been wanting to open it, but I was like, maybe they're going to contact me any day now and come get this bottle.
If you can find one cheaper than that, I'll give you a prize.
Anyway, so that was the story of how I obtained this bottle. So it's a little bit by chance and luck, and now we're here trying it. Is that all I get?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
All right.
Oh.
Well, that's
I don't know how much you normally pour.
What did you pour it to this line?
No, I did 1/3 of an ounce.
All right.
So you're an
We're not
alky.
letting Ryan pour no more.
You're an alky.
I gotta keep the balance here, guys.
We're not letting Ryan pour no more. Here, do you want some more? Because you ain't gonna get 3 sips out of that.
Oh, sure I will.
Here.
Oh, good. Now I've got easy.
James Morgan's in a laughy face. Yeah.
It is funny. He ain't pouring no more, I can tell you that right now. All right. So, let's get into this.
It's got
What a
real,
smell.
I'm excited. Do you like the smell? What are you
and
getting?
it's got really good tears.
And good tears are
Yeah.
I mean, look at the, after you swirl, look at the
Oh,
line that just sits there on the top of your glass.
It's thick.
Honey comes through pretty strong for me.
Really?
Straight up front.
Peter White said that ain't a pour. That ain't a pour.
All right, Peter, let's chill out. I'm a little out of practice. I've not been here.
He was scared to pour a drop out of the thing because
See, I take pride in not spilling anything. He'll just pour it in there,
Flail around.
and we got stuff usually all over the dang counter.
That's an amazing smell.
it's a good smell, but I get mostly brown sugar.
Honey, I get brown sugar. I get a little bit of the weediness.
I was gonna say like
I can smell the grain.
I was gonna say more of a.
It's like a frosted mini wheat. Like if you just
Yeah,
if you
it
just
is.
barrel your face down into a bag of frosted mini wheats, this is what you
Yeah.
got.
And throw some brown sugar down in there with it and just shake it up and mix it.
You, and this may be a little crazy,
Mm.
but do y'all get like a Kit Kat bar?
I had to dig deep for that one.
Well, the only reason I say this is my granddaughter loves these Kit Kat bars, and we shared a Kit Kat bar not that long ago.
I tell you what, it's got some bite. If you shove your nose down in there, it'll tingle your nose hairs a little bit.
Yeah. It's got-
But I was also full nose halfway down the glass. So
What's the proof on it?
108.
108
Oh,
proof.
well, that's, yeah.
Does it even? It has to say it on the bottle, but
Might
Yeah.
say it on the back.
Oh, yeah.
108 proof. So I just found that with
Are
the
you
information on the bottle.
fingerprinting up the bottle that
I
I
Yes.
wiped it down.
I wiped it down after I poured.
Well, I'll wipe it down again. All right, so I do get Kit Kat bar, but when you said it really has some bite, my nose is a little bit off, guys. Maybe that's all it is. But I get raisins with the big inhale. I get raisins, and I get none of that bite. My allergies are
Oh,
going to
no.
cost me on this. I'm going to have to drink this one another day too.
You do get a.
Yeah, his rating doesn't count.
I'm going to have to try it again another day because I don't know what it's going to taste like. I did have a pregame shot, and it tasted normal, but I knew what that one tasted like. So my mind could have been playing tricks on me.
You do.
It doesn't drink like a 108.
No,
You
but
think it drinks higher? Because that's everything I read on it said it drinks higher.
you feel a little heat.
Yeah.
A little heat.
See, the front of my tongue is a little bit raw right now. Don't know why. I had some barbecue chips.
Please don't tell us.
No, I had some barbecue chips yesterday, and I think it tore it to pieces.
Ooh.
But that's the only thing that's burning on me. My healed tongue in the back feels nothing when I pull this in.
Well, I feel it in the front, but when it goes to the back, I don't feel anything either. So.
I mean, you see it. Mhm. Do you feel what?
Give them a close up.
You got me to close up. What is with me? I stay with a sore or something on my tongue, or
I'm gonna be interested to see what you're tasting compared to what I taste because I'm getting a lot of good flavors out of this, and I'm just on my acclimation right now. So I'm gonna go with another acclimation.
you're not
I
supposed to
get
be tasting anything.
I know, but I'm getting taste already. I'm getting a lot of heat from it on my tongue, like
From the
it sets some
front.
tingles.
From the front, but once it reaches the back, it's
It's
gone.
gone. Yeah, but I get
Yeah.
some good, very immediate flavors hit me when the first sip comes.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you're not supposed to judge on the first sip, but professional taster.
Like a
Just
wash-
run it in the glass and you throw it out.
I'm not even on, but this is just an acclamation.
That's your second one?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm 2 down 2. So, and that one went down a whole lot easier than the first one. Not that the first one went down hard.
My tongue's still hurting.
Got tingles.
No, it's where it's raw.
Just stick it in the water. Stick it in the water right there.
Oh my God.
All right.
It helped.
I did.
It did. All right, we're really gonna dig deep on this
Yeah.
one.
I taste the wheat. Mm-hmm. I do
Well,
taste the wheat. Yeah.
I don't know, but I would fair to guess, a very good guess, and a very good probability that this is the highest wheated bourbon that we've ever had at 20%.
20%.
Most wheated bourbons aren't that high, and I would throw a guess that this is probably the highest wheated bourbon that we've had from the mash bills that we know. There are a lot of Buffalo Trace products that make wheated products that do not tell us the mash, so we don't know. All right. Well, since that was my third one, I can go ahead and say Red Hot Candies. That was the first thing that comes out, and the hotness of that cinnamon stays on your tongue for a little while. It's not hindering the taste, though. It's actually enhancing the flavors of that, and it's very nice. So you get that red hot kind of cinnamon candy taste all the way through.
I taste corn too. The wheat, the corn, the
I get barrel.
You get the grains.
I get barrel.
barrel.
I
I
get
get the
the-
barrel.
I
Maybe
get the
that's-
oaky, the char 4. I
But-
can tell that this is a char 4 barrel.
I get berry of some kind too.
You get a berry, I get cherry.
See, it's not cherry.
And I'll tell you a story about
Mine's more
Italy.
like almost a raspberry.
A raspberry.
I mean, I've never had that in a bourbon before.
Raspberry's a little tart though.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
A little tart.
Mhm.
I still get the honey and stuff too. Honey and brown sugar come through on the palate.
Well, I'm enjoying it
Immensely.
a lot right now.
Mhm.
But
It won't even taste the same next time he goes back.
it may not. But the red hot candies are in there, and I told you I had the dark cherries.
Mhm.
And the reason I say that is in Italy. Where were we?
Catacolonan.
Catacol-
Catacolonan.
Catacolonia.
Catacolonan. Mhm.
Catacolonia. I didn't know. Oh, you're gonna put some water in? I didn't know where we was the whole time on the trip, guys. I just knew we were somewhere in Greece and somewhere in Italy. Didn't care. Got off the ship. We went and did our things. We was out in wine country. We was everywhere. Well, we went on one of those things in
Catacolonan.
Catalonia.
Catacolonan.
Can you all hear her? I hope.
Yeah.
Also, it was Italy though, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, it was Italy.
Yeah.
And we're leaving the port and on this bus, and we're going out through the countryside, and of course the driving is crazy and it's everywhere. And I think that every one of us, if we tried to drive there, would wreck immediately 5 times.
Hit somebody for sure.
Or knock somebody off a moped somewhere. But anyway, it's a true story. I don't see how the buses were missing him. He was driving and they just right in front of him, and I mean he couldn't have missed them by that much. And then he's making turns,
Mhm.
and I mean the corner of a car, it has. And then we actually watched someone park, and we were sitting there, and they all have tiny cars. You would not fit in it.
Mm-mm.
They all have these
No.
little bitty cars or mopeds or motorcycles, but then they got these big, huge tour buses. Anyway, these little bitty tiny cars. And there was a parking spot that was big enough for 2 of these tiny cars. And this one guy, he pulls up, and he backs up, and he backs in there
Pushes.
until he pushes the bumper of the next car, and then he pulls up and stops. And it reminded me of Pink Panther.
Pink
movie.
Panther in a smart car.
But-
And it was in a little car.
But it's true because all of their bumpers had scratches on them.
Every one of their bumpers had the creases and scratches, so I guess that's how they park. So
It's
don't
a-
get a nice
It's
car
a
over there.
courtesy tab.
It is. But he pushed it back, didn't he?
Yes, you could see the car move when
It was
he was
fun.
getting in there.
Anyway,
But you
where
were-
was I?
You were
Oh.
talking about the square that we went to.
Catacolonia. We went to this little town square, little bitty town. There was 3 Italian men sitting at this gelato shop early in the morning, and we were going there to try gelato. There was an old historic church there that was awesome
Beautiful.
to go in. We went and did a tour on it. But as we were there, we were eating our gelato, sitting down, and this strange man walks over to us carrying cherries. And I didn't know if he was selling them or what, so I just kind of
Fresh
looked at him
cherries.
real weird.
Fresh.
And big fresh cherries, and he just had them, holding them there. And he just looked at us and never said a word, did he? And we just grabbed one and started eating some cherries, and he walked on to everybody else. And then our tour guide told us that was the mayor of that town. And they were just so grateful for tourists that he was just welcoming us. So, but I had those cherries, and they were delicious, by the way. Don't know how fresh, where he got them, if they got
They
them off
look
their
beautiful.
trees or if they imported them, don't know. But they were delicious, and this has that taste in it. That delicious taste with some red hot cinnamon candies and a little bit of that. What is
What
it?
is
What are you doing?
Are you looking important like you're knowledgeable?
I'm really trying to dig in here.
All right, dig
Okay.
in. What'd you dig in?
No, I'm digging deep.
Okay, go.
The smell didn't change at all. With the water in it, it didn't change at all whatsoever.
Okay.
But I will say, it's like a bursting flavor of like smoke.
You get the
If you can taste smoke, that's what you get with the water.
well.
Like-
Every time that I go for 3 flavors: the red hot candies, the dark cherries, and I get that smoky charness of the barrel right now. So you're saying that the water intensified that?
Oh yeah. It just burst out. Like, say that you're next to a campfire.
Okay.
And you taste the smoke. That's like,
See, and I like that. And usually when I get that, it takes me to a campfire, and I always taste marshmallows. I always start tasting marshmallows. And I'm not even the guy that roasts a lot of marshmallows on a campfire, hardly ever. But I immediately go to that taste.
I didn't get a whole lot of sweetness with
You
the
didn't?
water.
Now, see, I was gonna say like I was gonna say without it though, if you was to toast a piece of bread and put some like jelly on it, and eat the toast with jelly, that's what I taste. Like
What kind of toast are we talking? Are we talking like Granny toast, which is charcoal, or are we
Just,
talking?
just a
Some good
regular,
toast. Good toast.
just
I
a
don't mind a
regular
little.
nice toast with some butter on it with some jelly. That's
I don't
what
mind a little char, but hers comes out and it's like
burnt.
solid as a rock and has smoke rolling off of it.
You sticking around for a while tonight, or are you leaving?
I don't know.
I was going to offer you another.
Well,
No, I'm
Oh,
okay.
all right.
Peter said that the 1792 Sweet Wheat does not disclose the mash bill, and then he said the Weller 107 is always red hot for him, and he loves it.
Yeah. Well, this one
See,
here,
it's nice and mellow though.
It is.
this one is so smooth, but that's why you get that cinnamon candy red hot burn, but it doesn't make you draw back from it. It actually pulls you in more.
But it doesn't last. It doesn't last. It,
doesn't
mellows
last.
out on the tongue.
And as you get that finish, you have a kind of a sugar cookie, finish with
Those pistachio cookies.
and you get a cooling. Your mouth is like cooling. You got a cooling feeling.
So what
This is
we're
a
saying
good
is
experience.
use this as mouthwash.
Well, this is an experience as a bourbon. This one is a good experience. You're going to go through a bunch of different
It's
tastes.
corn what mouthwash. If you're using Listerine, it's going to burn bad.
All right. Well, I enjoyed this a lot. When I did add water to it, it took a lot of that cinnamon candy burn off my tongue.
And intensified the more savory kind of stuff.
Took me straight to the cooling. I do like this one like that. So, how long have we been?
I don't
An
think we
hour.
can tell.
An hour. All right, let's wrap it
Man,
up.
you really yapping.
Well, I had a lot to talk about.
I told you that lock in. There was a book. And then he told the story about the cruise, which was
Well, he missed a
unbeknownst
week.
to me.
He
I
missed a
did.
week.
This is
so
2
he-
episodes in one, right? 2 episodes in one. So, go ahead. Rap, what do you think? Give us.
All right.
We got to rank this thing.
So, I guess I'll go first. The
Go.
bottle, like I said, the black bottles are really growing on me. I hate that you can't see what's in it, but
Mhm.
it makes a surprise.
Mhm.
But I do like seeing a nice dark bourbon. I'm sure this one was fairly dark for what it was. I've seen darker, but it was fairly dark. So bottle I'm saying is nice. Beginner friendly, negative. Price wise and drinkability, I don't think that you're going to be going after this as a beginner unless you can find it for $20 like we did. But that's complete chance. So I wouldn't rely on that. Taste wise, with and without the water, extremely good. I do prefer it without the water just because it had those sweet notes that I do tend to go after. But even with the water, I like the smokiness. I mean, you could really taste the char and stuff, and being that it's in that stage 4 char barrel and aged an extra year and already 8 years to begin with, I mean, you should be able to taste that. So, love the taste of it, love the bottle. It was very smooth considering it was 108. I thought it drank a little less than a little less than 108. I would say probably like 100 to 102 for my personal aspect of it. I'd give it a 7.8.
7.8.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed.
Peter said the surprise of a black bottle is when nothing comes
When
with
it's
pouring.
empty, that's what I was going to say. I was tasting some True Story earlier. It tasted just like I remember, by the way. And I didn't know how much was in that bottle, and I thought it was going to be empty because I know when I leave some bottles open around here how quickly they go away.
We go mine sweeping.
Anyway, sorry. For me, this so far, out of all the Willet products I've drank, this is my favorite by far.
It's real good.
All right, this is my favorite by far. So we've had the Family
Can I
Reserve.
change to an 8.0?
Yes, and I would appreciate that.
I'm going to an 8.0.
That's very good. So this is my favorite Willets so far. I told you I think the 4-year Family Reserve small batch was probably my favorite up to this point.
It was real good.
It
too.
was. I think we gave it like a 7.8 or 7.9, so it was right there. But this one here was my favorite. This one, the experience that I went through from the start
It's
to the
very
finish.
balanced.
Well, it took me through different tastes.
It comes in waves.
You know, it did. That's a good way to put it. It comes in waves, and I really enjoy it. I'm sitting here with the finish right now, where I'm talking so much, and it's pretty awesome.
It sticks with
finish.
you.
My favorite one so far. Maybe my favorite of all of them. Now, I haven't had any of the older expressions of the Willet family of reserve, but if it's older than 13 years, or 14 now, then you know it ain't a Willet product, it's sourced. So, anyway, you can get a Willet product that's 13 years old. So, my favorite Willet product so far. Like the flavors, the cinnamon hot candies, the dark cherries, like the smells, what I could smell, and I love the bottle, and I loved it sitting on my shelf. I'm a little disappointed that it's not going to be on my shelf anymore. That
It will be on a different shelf, but not on the.
It'll be on. Well, I'd say within a couple of weeks it's going to be on an empty shelf, and that kind of saddens me too. But anyway, this is a great product.
We'll never have another one of this specific bottle. That's
And
for sure.
when you said 7.8, I was like, crap, you really disappointed me. I'm glad you raised it to an 8 because I'm thinking 8.8.
Wow.
I put it on an 8.8, guys.
Producer says
8.4. 8.4 for the. So I mean, we
she
were
went
all
through the same thing that I did. Are those rankings from this one too? I was about to say she's changed up a few times too, so I'm not the only one. But
Well,
I think an 8.0 is good.
8, 8.4, 8.8, and I'm gonna tell you this too. So in my bourbon journey,
Gene said 8 is the magic number.
8's the magic number. It is. If you can get, if you look at my empty shelves over there and you see rankings on bottles, of course I have a above 6, above 7, above 8, and then above 9 shelf, and then I have everything below 6. And
Which we're very quickly running out of room on.
there is a lot of below 6s over there. When you get to the 6s, you're like, yeah. You get to the 7s, you're like, oh man, that's a good bottle. That's a good bottle. That's a good bottle. But when you get to the 8s and the 9s,
you're into something special.
you're in some really good bottles. And there's some surprises over there too. But I'm gonna, right now in my bourbon journey, I'm taking and I'm saving little samples of every bottle I get that I rank a handshake that I rank over an 8. So if it's an 8 or above, I have a handshake of it.
They look a little something like this.
Yeah, something like that.
This one in particular is the 2 times though Jim of Kentucky.
Yeah, Jim of Kentucky. These are the ones I rank at 8 or above. And when I do that, which was another black bottle.
I love that bottle. I love that bottle.
Anyway, when I do that, I wouldn't be surprised if in my later bourbon journey that I go back. I don't know what's going on with our
It
producer.
says, Eric Mann says, you dad says hi.
All right.
And then Gene said age statement 2.
Yes, age stated. But I wouldn't be surprised when I go back and start tasting my handshakes if this one doesn't move up to the 9 shelf.
It
Might.
I don't know, that 9 shelf's got a lot of good bottles.
It does, but I mean, you know, this one, 8.8 is what I'm going with today, guys. Hey man,
It's in the 8s.
Yeah, I apologize. I was out of practice. Neither one of us. We want to be your drinking buddies, and we never invited anybody to drink with us.
But they
I've got
know.
more of an excuse than he does.
They know to drink
You do.
with us.
Just-
I know everybody does. But we do like to
If
hear
you
what
aren't
you are
drinking
drinking.
before you log on to this show, you're doing something wrong.
Well, we like when you drink more because it makes the show better. But we also like when we hear what everybody's drinking and
Yeah,
stuff too,
for
and have those
sure.
kind of comments and stuff come in. That's fun for us as well.
And I will
But,
get the setup fixed to where we can read comments without producer having to read them. I know y'all like to hear our voice.
Anyway, why don't you take us? Sorry for the long episode too, but we enjoyed it. I know if you all didn't watch it all sitting down at one time, you can go back and enjoy it.
If y'all had the opportunity to get your hands on this bottle, maybe not even just the 2022 bottle alone, but any of these, I don't think you're going to be disappointed with it. I cannot vouch for the other years they've come out with, but if it's anything like this, I think you're going to be in for a treat.
I agree.
James Morgan said he went Willet.
Oh yeah, will it? All right.
So he had Willet.
All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in, giving us a little bit of time out of your Friday evening. We do apologize once again for not inviting you to drink, but like I said, if you're not drinking before you log on to the Bourbon Basement, you're setting yourself up for disaster. That's all I'm going to put out there. So, thank you all so much. If you all have any suggestions for Kentucky bourbons that you'd like us to try, be sure to leave them in the comments section, please, and thank you. We will look at all of them, but we do ask that you try to keep it to Kentucky bourbons only because that's the only thing we do on this show if you're new. All that being said, guys, we will be back next Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, hopefully a little bit more in practice. As always, guys, why drink alone?
When you can drink with us.
We'll see y'all next Friday.
Hey, How about
First
a
show
hug?
back, I'll give a hug.
How about a, all right. Thanks, Rice. I love you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. We love you too. Cheers.